Welcome to your Wildlove practice, a gentle seated practice that's going to help you to find mobility in the shoulders, hips and side body. So come and find a comfortable seat and let's begin. As you find your comfortable seat, you don't need to have the legs crossed. You can have the legs extended forwards, you can have the knees bent up, and you can always place a few props underneath the outer thighs. I want you to think about allowing the crown of the head and the weight of the head to soften over the shoulders. You don't need to sit rigid, and with your next breath out, think about finding this softness through the front of the body. Let's close the eyes down and let's arrive into our practice together. Just appreciating a moment to pause life, reconnect back to the body and the breath. As you allow yourself to pause, notice how you feel. How does the body feel today? And whatever your answer might be, allow it to be completely honest. This becomes the foundation in which we can find clarity, and it builds a strong foundation where we can show up in a way that is patient, truthful, and compassionate. And then I want you to observe how the mind is moving around. Maybe it's busy. Maybe your mind can drift to the birds and the woodpecker, if you can hear it. And however you are feeling today, physically and emotionally, it is valid. And whisper within the mind, it is okay. It is okay. Take a slow and gentle breath in through the nose. And a soft sigh out of the mouth. Allowing the front of the body to become softer than before. Let's allow the belly to relax and guide the chin down towards the chest. And just reminding yourself for the practice together now, there is no rush. With your next in breath, allow the head to slowly lift back up, and then we're going to gently lean right ear towards right shoulder, allowing the weight of the head to linger over the shoulders. Upper arms are soft and heavy. And then bring the head back to center. And left ear, left shoulder. With your inhalation, bring the head all the way back up. And we'll slowly look over the right shoulder. And as you allow the head to turn, still observe if the chest and the shoulders can face forwards. Bring the head back to neutral, and we'll turn the head to look over the left shoulder. Not worrying too much about what is in your vision, still being with the breath. And then we'll bring the head back to center. Very good. And tip of the nose points up towards the ceiling, sky. And as you find the head lifts, can you still create space through the back of the neck? Breathing in and breathing out. Tip of the nose points forwards, nice space between ears and shoulders. And then with your in-breath, lift the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, press them down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, press them down. One more time, breathing in. and breathing out. From here, we'll float the palms up. So allowing the palms to face upwards as if you're holding a tray in front of you. As you breathe in, press the thumbs back and elbows towards the waist. So this is externally rotating the shoulders. And then as you breathe out, fingertips move close, elbows push away. We're closing. Inhale to open. And exhale to close. And if you find that your breath, the pace is different, find your own pace. Inhale, we open. And exhale, we close. From this closed position, let's slowly reach the hands forwards, up and overhead, and then push the palms nice and high, opening the fingers as wide as you can. Inhale. Exhale, hands float down. Lean into the weight of your right hand, breathe in, left arm lifts. And then breathe out, let's extend and reach over towards the right hand side, allowing that right hand to offer you support to the floor, and you should feel that both sides of the pelvis is still grounding towards the mat or on your cushion. Inhale, let's lift back up, and exhale, left arm down. Let's do the other side. Finding support through left hand, breathe in, right arm lifts. Breathe out, extending over to the left. No rush, let the body explore in a way that it wants to. And taking a few breaths here. Think about allowing the right ribs to flare open like a fan. One more breath. And then we breathe in, right arm lifts. And breathe out, right hand lands. Very good. So from here, we're going to hug the arms around the chest. Hug the arms around the chest. And just allow the elbows to dip down towards the belly. Head can hang. And sometimes it might feel quite nice to linger here and just observe the breath as it fills the back of the body. Or if you feel that you want to today, you can just gently lean from side to side. Just exploring how the waist feels. Maybe the hips highlight a bit of tension. And lingering into any edges that feel particularly tight. Observe which arm is on top of this hugging. And then we're going to breathe in to open the arms like wings. As you breathe out, hug the arms the opposite way around. It might be your least dominant way. And then elbows go down. Head can hang, finding softness through the back body, and again, maybe exploring a little bit of movement. Maybe you want to add a leaning forwards. And let's take 2 more breaths. And we'll slowly breathe in to lift all the way back up. Well done. Before we start to explore movement through the legs, we're going to place the hands towards the knees or the thighs. If you do want to change your seated position, you can. Knees can be bent up, legs can be extended forwards. And you're going to breathe in to press the heart forwards. Think about lifting the lower ribs up and forwards. And then as you breathe out, lower ribs draw in and you're going to round. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, lower ribs draw in and down. Inhale, heart forwards, opening. Exhale, lower ribs in, draw down. And the movement doesn't need to be excessive. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Let's lift all the way back up and see if we can find this spiraling sort of movement over the hips now. So we're adding that forward, opening and closing, and our side bends together. So spiraling, feeling how the body weight moves over the seat of the pelvis. And don't worry if you find the knees lift or things adapt. It's part of the process. And then we'll change direction And this movement can be as little or as large as you like. That feels nice. Feels nice. And then you're going to pause and let's bring ourselves into a tabletop position, okay? So we're going to come and meet in tabletop. So you're resting on the hands and the knees. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Align the wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And as you breathe in, head lifts, tailbone lifts. Exhale, chin to chest, round through the spine, push the floor away. Inhale, head lifts, tailbone lifts, belly drops, nice space between ears and shoulders. Breathe out to round, hugging in and actively pressing the floor away. One more time, breathing in to open and breathing out to round. Let's bring ourselves back to a neutral tabletop. Tuck the toes under of your right foot and then stretch and extend that right leg back. Press back through the heel and see if we can fire up through the right thigh. Hands are still firm, fingers are spread wide. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the right knee back down. We'll do the other side. So tuck toes under of left foot. Slide the foot and the leg back. And see if you can find an engagement through that left thigh. So the left heel pushes back really firmly. Arms are strong, eye gaze is forwards. 3, 2, and 1. We'll bring the knee back down to the floor. Separate your knees wide, big toes touch, and allow the weight of the pelvis to sink back towards the heels. Option 1, you can bring the hands underneath the forehead. Or option 2, you can extend and slide the hands and arms forwards. And just take a moment to allow the upper body to soften here. Finding a heaviness through the front of the body and connecting to the breath. Can you notice how the breath fills the sides of the waist? Breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, with your next inhalation, bring yourself all the way back up towards your tabletop position. Realigning the knees underneath the hips and just gently slide the right leg back again. This time the option is to press the top of the right foot down, or you can lift the right leg up. Think about reaching the tailbone towards the right heel. And breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Now, the right foot and leg are going to extend out to the right hand side and you're going to place them down. So right foot has landed to the right hand side of you. Depending on how this feels, we can add a little bit of movement by gently leaning forwards and back to access the right inner hip, the right inner thigh. And if you prefer, so depending on how the wrists are feeling, you can always come down onto the forearms instead. Lovely. Find support through the left hand. Breathe in, right arm lifts. If you prefer to keep both hands down, you can allow your eye gaze to turn to the right. And let's take 3 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out, right hand floats down. And we're aligning the right knee underneath the right hip. Before we do the other side, have a little bit of movement. So whether that's leaning from side to side, shrugging the shoulders, or exploring cat and cow again, think about recalibrating, resetting the edges as we move from pose to pose. Let's do the other side. So from here, we extend the left leg back, Option 1, press the top of the left foot down. Option 2, lift the left leg up and breathe. Notice the little wobbles, the micro adjustments that the body creates. Try to reach the tailbone towards the left heel. One more breath. And then the left leg is going to extend out to the left-hand side. Left foot lands to the floor. And adding that little bit of movement forwards and back, and always remembering that the movement doesn't need to be extreme. Notice if you can find the layers that the body actually wants to go through at its own pace. And it might take a while to find them. Find the body weight in the right hand. Okay, so right hand is supportive. Breathe in, left arm lifts and opens. And if you do prefer to keep the left hand down, you can turn the eye gaze to the left instead. And trusting that the parts of the body that are on the floor can support you. Breathing in. And breathing out, left hand floats down. And then left knee underneath the left hip. Well done. From your tabletop position, let's go into a side seat. So I'm going to move the knees over to the right hand side and then come and bring the bum down. So we're in a side seat. Then when you feel ready to do so, you can extend the legs out in front of you, bend up through the knees and let the feet be, let's say, to the width of the mat. Rest the hands towards the knees and allow the upper body to drape forwards towards the inner thighs. And we have a few options here. We can make it really lazy. Is you can support the head in the hands and ensuring that the elbows are supported to the knees. Don't worry if you're slumping. If you feel that it's accessible in the hips, you can allow the hands to slide down towards ankles. And if you feel that you could do a little bit more, you can always bring the feet wider and allow the upper body to hang forwards. Another nice option for this is to actually sit higher. So if you wanted to put a few blocks underneath you, you can. And another nice variation of this is actually sitting in a chair. So experiment with it. Allow the eye gaze to drift away from the pelvis, so we're not looking in towards ourselves. We've still got nice space underneath the throat. Lots of space for the air to fill through the collarbones. Belly can still be relaxed, and almost implying that gravity can do a little bit of the work for you, so you're not being forceful here. And if you feel that something feels too restrictive, take a layer away. Let's have another 20 seconds. Two more breaths. With your next inhale, you can bring yourself all the way up. Well done. So once you've brought yourself up, let's extend the legs long in front of us. We'll kind of allow this to be the last pose, a nice little twist. Bend up your right knee. Bend up your right knee. I'm going to rotate myself. And we're then going to hug the right knee with the left hand and the right hand is supported behind us. The upper arm of the right arm rests towards the ribs, so the armpit is closed and your left foot is flexed. Take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, slowly begin to twist to the right hand side, encouraging the left hand to hug the right knee across towards the left armpit. And if you do want to turn the head to the right, you can. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in. This time as you breathe out, we unravel our twist. Let's extend the right leg long. We bend up through the left knee. Right foot is flexed. Right hand, left knee. Left hand supports behind. Breathing in. And breathing out to gently twist to the left hand side, hugging the right knee across the body. The left knee across the body, towards the right armpit. I'm looking at the clouds, getting distracted. Breathing in for 1 and breathing out. Breathing in for 2 and breathing out. Breathing in for 3 and breathing out. Last breath, breathe in. And then as you breathe out, we untwist. As you untwist, extend the left leg long, give the legs a shake through. Maybe the hands a shake through as well. Just to allow any fragments of activity to settle. And then let's close our practice together again. Just rearranging your seated position to something comfortable. If you want to close the eyes, you can. If you want to lie down, you can. And let's arrive back home. Let the shoulders become soft. And just gently appreciating this moment where we have paused life, just to unravel the layers of the body in a subtle and soft way that isn't forced. And it doesn't take long for us to access the layers within ourselves where we might be holding on to tension or gripping too tightly. Just allow yourself to breathe space into the body. No matter what shape you're creating, can you allow your exhalation to bring in this softness? So as we close practice, relax the jaw. Soften the cheeks. Just gently observing your natural breath as it moves in and out, like soft waves of the ocean. Sometimes they are fierce, sometimes they are calm, but they are always in a state of change, as are you. Let's take a slow and gentle breath in together. A soft sigh out of the mouth. When you feel ready, allow your hands to press towards the heart space, gently bowing your head in gratitude for your practice today. Opening the eyes, lifting back up into the space that surrounds you. Thank you so much for taking time to practice today, and I'll see you very soon.